What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time it's a big one. The sequel to the massive film, The Joker. Joker, Folie, Deux. All fancy with the titling and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Folie, Deux. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we on Broadway back in the day. I'm going to tell you right now, man, this sequel is a bold departure from the first one, man. It was like, hey, we got a successful crime thriller drama, you know what I'm saying? Look at, the psychological angle of the Joker. Great, right? It was dope. It got Joaquin Phoenix an Oscar, which was well deserved. He was acting even when he wasn't saying anything in that movie. Hey, let's do the sequel. Let's make the sequel a musical. Let's just change the genre, shall we? Why? Why was this the move? Why was this the decision? Why are we doing this? For what? For what? A musical? Come on, man. Much respect to Todd Phillips as a filmmaker. I like his films. Visually, I like Todd Phillips' films a lot because they have a gritty edge to them. Even his comedies, like when you look at like The Hangover, had a gritty visual feel that I liked. And I like that with the first Joker, like the cinematography and like the atmosphere of the movie was one of my favorite things about the movie. And that continues in this sequel. Like visually, if you like that type of look, that's still here, very much so. I feel like the environment is a character in the movie as well. That's intact. Joaquin Phoenix as an actor and performer, that remains intact. But I feel like we covered no new ground with Arthur Fleck in this movie. So basically what it's about, he's in Arkham in the prison and, they're trying to put him on trial they're trying to say he's competent enough to stand trial for the 5 murders that he committed. But they're trying to figure out, was it a psychotic break? Is it multiple personalities? They're trying to figure out what his psyche was when he killed somebody on national TV and the other people he murdered as well. That's essentially what the movie's about. And then he meets Lady Gaga's character, Lee, Harley Quinn, you see what they did there? Meets her, saying it's an instant attraction, And Lady Gaga is a nice piece to this. Like, she has that artistic edge to be a believable Harley Quinn. Like when I heard that she was cast as that character, I was like, oh, well, yeah, But I'm still not thinking they're gonna make it a musical because she's a phenomenal singer. I didn't know that was the plan. I just thought they was bringing her in because she can actually act, and she's got that edge and she's got that, if she plays that type of character, I can believe it from Lady Gaga. So I was like, yeah. But I didn't know they was like, nah, man, we need these musical numbers to be, fulfilled. Oh, every time they go into a song, I was like, bruh, I would get on my phone because there wasn't people behind me or on the side of me. So I was just like, I was watching the musical numbers and the production budget ballooned to $200 million. Because the musical numbers and the production value, that's going to cost money. You got the costumes, you got the aesthetics. Musicals are expensive. So, of course, Joaquin is going to get a salary increase. And, Lady Gaga, she ain't cheap. So I'm sure that's going to raise the budget. But still, like when you look at the film, it's just like, so we ballooned the budget for this with limited action? There's no action. There's no action. And not that the first one was an action movie like that, but still, there was no action. And so I'm just like, man, what's happening here? And I just feel like the musical numbers were always just relegated to Joaquin and Lady Gaga's characters. So it's not an all-out dancing in the streets, little shop of horrors, random people doing choreographed numbers, West Side Story style. It's not that type of musical. But it is a lot of musical numbers, and I was just like, this ain't it. This is not it. This ain't it at all whatsoever. And then I feel like nothing new got accomplished here. It was just slow. It was like boring, and I feel like they led us to nowhere. There was no real payoff. There was no like deep dive into why Arthur is the way he is. You know what I'm saying? There was no new ground covered into who Arthur is. And so I was just like, All right. I kind of feel like my time was wasted. It's not a terrible film as far as like, oh man, it's the worst movie I've ever seen, but it brought nothing to the table. I was like, okay, the only bold change and the only new thing that pop up was just, yeah, we singing now. We singing. How you feel about this? I don't feel good about this. Todd Phillips and them, I don't. So I was bored. And it sucks. You know what I'm saying? The cast was great. Brendan Gleeson is in this as one of the prison guards. He always delivers, man. He's one of those low-key actors that delivers every time I see him. I liked him in this. He's like a prison guard that they have an interesting dynamic. Arthur and the prison guard. That was very interesting to me. Catherine Kinnear played his lawyer. She was cool as well. And then you see a couple familiar faces from the first one. Not want to spoil anything. And the guy playing Harvey Dent, he just was a smirky. Just his face was just smirk central. I was like, look, he's just full of himself in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Attorney, district attorney, Mr. Harvey Dent. Look at him walking around. And then Arthur, the Joker, whichever you call him, he did this weird accent in the courtroom. I was just like, where you going with this accent right here? What is this? Are you supposed to be Matthew McConaughey from A Time to Kill? I was just like, why this? Man, forget all that, man. Y'all want to know my smooth jazz review of the Joker, Folie, Deux. The rhymes, bars, right? Anyway, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving the Joker 2. I gotta give it a saxophone and a half, man. Just because I was just in there bored, eye rolling, and it was just like, I respect the visuals, I respect the performances, but nah, from a storytelling aspect and character development and all that good stuff. And that ending, man. Oh, you mother. No. All right. Simple as that, man. Never change your genre into a musical. Just RoboCop 2. Let's make it a musical. Hey, let's make the next Alien movie a musical. All right, peeps, that's my review of the Joker, Folie, Deux. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Can you think of other movies that have changed genres within the same franchise? If so, let me know. I didn't dig into this. I probably will later, but if you know anything off top, let me know. Well, it's just a complete departure from the first one. And I'm not talking about like an old classic and then it's like, we're going to make this musical into a regular film. Not anything like that, but just like, making... I feel like it would make sense and would work if you made a comedy a drama or a horror movie into a drama or a drama or a comedy into a horror. I feel like sometimes it can work. Like for television when they made Bel Air a drama. They did that with something else they made into a drama. And I feel like that works, but... just throwing a musical on us? And we already picky with musicals now? This ain't the 40s, 50s, and 60s, man. We not really feeling musicals like that. I mean, occasionally one will pop, but I'm just not a fan of musicals. I like 3 of them. 4, maybe 5, tops. And if you want to throw in the old school Mary Poppins, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, okay. But outside of Little Shop of Horrors, Blues Brothers, The Wiz. Now, if it's music in film, like where they performing the music, like Bohemian Rhapsody or the 5 Heartbeats, I'm cool with that. Even The Star Is Born with also Lady Gaga. I love that because they're actually performing in the piece. But if it's just we gonna bust in the song and that. Leave the comments and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as usual, we out here.